皆さんこんにちは。KemushiChanチャンネルのロレッタです。私は日本語を勉強し始めてから周りからのいろんな反応を見てきましたね。励ましてくれる人と逆に納得できない、認めてくれない人もいましたね。実は視聴者からもこういう反応を気にしている不安なメールをいっぱい見るので、今日は特別なゲストを連れてきました。じゃじゃーんこんにちは。はい、ママです。That's right, guys. I brought my mom to help answer all these questions. So basically, one of the biggest things that everyone seems to mention is especially not just their friends or their students around them, but especially their parents' reaction to studying Japanese. So that's why I brought this lovely lady, my favorite lovely lady, my mom, to meet you guys. All right, so let's just get into it. So the first question is, it was written in by Kodoku Worldwide. And he wanted to ask, what were your parents' first thoughts when you told them that you were going to Japan, or wanted to go to Japan, or wanted to study Japanese?
Well, you know, I thought that you already were very smart, very bright. You knew what you wanted to do.
Oh goodness.
So I said, well, what the heck? I mean, I like traveling myself, and so when you came up with this idea about going to Japan, I was like, wow. How are you going to do that?
That's true. There are so many times where I feel like I would come home every summer and say, hey mom, I got another scholarship, or hey, I'm going back again, or oh, I just got back, but I just heard that I'm going back again. Right. Were you ever thinking like, again? Like,
well, I think the main thing I was thinking about, Loretta, was how is this going to happen? You know, how are we going to pay for it? I think that's the big thing that as a mother and as your dad, you know, would say, how are we going to do this?
No, but I mean, did you guys just like dish out the money? I mean,
no.
like, how did this happen?
You would come up with ideas. You would say, I found this scholarship program, I found in the Department of State, through the universities, through some little program, through your high school, even sponsorship through your teachers, you know. That's what you kept doing over and over again. So we would give you something, but I have to tell you, you did it primarily pretty much by yourself.
So there was a lot of times where it wasn't just me searching or me coming up with ideas, but it was a lot of sort of like talking to a lot of people, eventually sort of brought back a lot of response where people would say, hey, by the way, like the first time I went to Japan, it was through family at our church.
Yes, exactly.
And I remember our pastor was like, oh, there's a family who is here and from Japan. And obviously I was like, excuse me, who? I like ran over there. I was like, hi, my name is Loretta. I would like to introduce myself and let you know I want to go where you guys go. And I did. The first time I went to Japan, I stayed with them for a week in Yokohama and went to Tokyo every day. And
so you introduced yourself, you were proactive, you looked for creative ways, and then all of a sudden it seemed like those creative ways kind of opened up for you.
So this next one comes from Brian R. on Facebook. So he wanted to ask, how did my parents deal with me studying by myself for hours? Kind of like locked up in my room is the idea. This person says, my parents always thought I was kind of antisocial. So, and sort of feeding into that, there are a lot of other people who are basically saying they spend so much time studying and so engrossed in it that they felt that their friends thought they were being weird, etc. So did you ever feel like I had a weird, like my social skills were like bizarre?
Well, I thought to me it was kind of fun. I remember one time, and you don't know this, but one time we came into your room and we asked, look on the calendar. No, we came into the room to check the calendar to see what your schedule was about something. And we looked at the calendar and it was all in Japanese. So we couldn't even figure out your schedule because you had Japanese on the schedule. I was like, what? Sometimes we were outside the door, we didn't tell you. We were like, it's like, what's going on in there? And then we kind of, there she goes again.
Probably a YouTube video.
There you go. So we were like, well, I wonder what she's saying now. But we trusted you.
That's good. So I guess sort of my follow-up question to that was, there's a lot of times where basically I was in my room, I was watching DVDs, you know, I was always watching
Sakura. And boy, did you watch those videos all the time.
It's true.
And I'm like, what are they talking about?
Probably about Tokyo Tower. Anyways, so when do you think it really changed from being just a hobby, not necessarily a hobby, but just sort of like a play or playing with it, trying it out? When did you notice that it was actually something I was really pursuing?
Well, I can answer that in one sentence. When you decided that your major was going to be linguistics with a focus on Japanese, and I saw you just soaking up languages, just soaking up like a sponge, and I said, whoa, she's gifted. And so you would not stop, and I think that was the main thing to see, that you didn't just play with it and dabble. You immersed yourself into it. You got completely into the culture. You got completely into the foods. You were like, everything was Japanese. Matter of fact, I was like, who are you?
Actually, that leads perfectly to the next question. This one comes in from Alex H on Facebook, who wants to know, did your parents ever feel disconnected from you? Sort of like, who are you? Disconnected from you because of your interest in Japanese?
No, because you kept us connected. See, you didn't disconnect from us.
Okay.
If you had said, no, this is my own private world, and then that would have been different. But you kept inviting us in versus pushing us out. And I think as a parent, what we're looking for is to say, are you including us, or are you pushing us out? But because of your personality, your happiness, and your love for the language and your love for the culture, you kept, that's the way, you kept sharing it with us, and then we responded to that. So I think that was the key, is that you shared it and you received us, and then we said, okay, we can trust you with it, go for it.
But a lot of people say, just in general, their parents from the get-go aren't even supportive of the idea of Japanese at all. That it's what, even if their child says, hey, look at this, their parents are still asking, why are you doing that? That's so bizarre, unfortunately. And we're like, why would a parent not be happy about that?
Kind of like what you said earlier. If you had been like a recluse in the room with the door shut, that would have been different. But you kept yourself open, and you kept yourself happy about it, and it was something totally new for us, so it's like, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like the key, because like you guys are great. I feel like, there are obviously times when you were nervous when I was getting on the plane.
Right.
Like especially my dad, he used to walk me to school like every day, like hand in hand all the way through high school. I was like, Dad, I'm gonna go. But I was worried, like, okay, if I can't even get to the bus stop on my own, well, how about getting to Japan on my own? But in general, like, you guys had a really great reaction, but when you have a friend who's like, what's that little anime character, or what's that thing you're drawing, or why are you still, what's that weird word you said, oh, that sounds weird, ichidakimasu, that sounds weird, what is that? Like, when you feel sort of bothered by that, you can't control what they say, but you can definitely control your response to it.
That's it.
So if you continue to show them that no matter what, you're still really excited about eventually, no matter what, they have kind of no choice but to say, hey, she's really happy, so I might as well support her.
Yes.
Like, do you think there's anything harmful innately about learning Japanese? Like, is there...
No way.
The impression I get from people is that, like, oh, if you learn Japanese because you're this or you're that from that background, it's going to make you forget who you are. No matter what you do, whether you're learning Japanese, whether you're learning Spanish, whether you're learning to jump rope, basket weave, no matter what you're learning, the fact that you're learning something, and actually there's a really, I think everyone knows this YouTuber, their name is Rachel and June. Rachel from that channel made a video called In Defense of Weeaboos, which is in defense of like Japanophiles, people who really love Japan. She said basically a similar thing, and I really agreed with her, but it's not so much that you're learning Japanese or whatever. The fact that you're learning something is invaluable. The fact that you're teaching yourself how to learn, even if you don't become fluent in Japanese, the fact that you took the time to learn how to learn your learning style, can be applied to anything. That discipline, that passion, that self-drive.
Yes, I think it expands you, like you're blossoming, so I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think you just kind of have to stick with it and show everyone, keep that smile.
Yeah, keep the smile.
頑張ってね。応援してるわ。
And that's the key. I love you, and it's the passion that you have, and I support you. I always have. And as a mom, and as your dad, we trust you, we love you, and so therefore we support you, Loretta.
Well, I wanted to thank you so much for being really honest with me and for being here to talk to everyone. I hope everyone doesn't feel too discouraged or too shy to share with their parents.
And show this to your parents if they have trouble. And if they don't understand it, say, check out this video.
She said it. So as a special thanks, I kind of have a Japanese treat for you.
Okay.
That I wanted you to enjoy. So I'm gonna go grab that, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, so here we are. We have some Japanese sweets. We're going to start with, first of all, these sort of manju. And then we have some tea as well. It's actually Chinese, but it goes really well with it. It's a very special surprise tea. So you take this out. There's this little ball.
Woohoo!
I don't know if you can see it. And then you plunk it in the water.
Plunking it in.
And then we'll kind of let that guy hang out for a second. Anyways, in the meantime, we're gonna start. We'll start with this flavor.
Okay.
Green tea.
Kanpai! Green tea flavor.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's green tea inside of it. Next one. I feel like this is like Russian roulette of treats. This one is azuki.
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 Wow, looks good. Looks like chocolate.
It's a bean. It's a red bean that's sweet. So this one is yuzu mochi.
Yuzu mochi.
Yuzu mochi.
Boing, boing, boing,
Thank
boing.
you. Squish. Boingy.
Boinky.
Pyong. Pyong. Wow. It's like a lemon cake. Like a lemon custard in a square. I like that.
I wish I didn't put it all in at once. No, it's really good. I'm like, oh man. So obviously we should probably wash that down with a little bit of tea. Kanpai! Cheers guys, thanks for watching.
Bye bye.
And if you have any more questions, obviously feel free to write a comment below. And we will talk to you soon. Alright, 今日はありがとうございました。もし質問まだあればコメントで書いておいてください。じゃあ、バイバイ、またね。
ありがとう。バイバイ。